Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and trippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who got them, who rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, single bottle, never stop it. To the feastin' on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white.
Hey, somebody worked on our intro.
Yeah, you just gotta update it every day.
Oh, now you go ahead and do your thing.
Hey, welcome to Bengals Brew.
Yay!
All up. That's why you can't put Chop in the number one slot. It's a mistake right off the bat.
I fucked it up.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Hey, happy birthday, Matt.
To the VP.
Look at that. Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
man, it's game week.
That's true. I said,
golly, we've got Joe Burrow playing in a game in less than a week.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Let me ask you this: don't you think? Because in my head, I keep going. They've never said Zach Taylor's never come out and said Joe Burrow will play one series. So I got to tell you, man, if you look right now, this is no lie, because I had friends at work looking for actually Darth was looking for tickets, and he was like, what section do you sit in? And I told him, and seats are going for like $90, $100 up there, mostly $90 for preseason. So maybe they're geniuses down there at Paycor Stadium, and they're like, hey, possibility Joe might play. And everybody's like, fuck, we got to get down there. And so there's going to be like 65,000 people, and Jake Browning's coming out and throwing the first pass. And they're like, hey, buying the nachos.
Yeah.
That's a good theory. I could see it. Zach did say yesterday that the plan was for Burrow to play. So
nothing solid, though.
Yeah, but who knows what that means.
Right. I was going to say, I did see in an interview, I think Burrow did, he said something about getting a series. So what that entails, we don't know, but it might just be 3 freaking handoffs again. You don't really know, but we'll have to wait and see.
I'm not against that if it is. It's like whatever, honestly.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, me and James Rapine are bros on this. I don't want him playing. I don't want him on the field.
I'll be excited
when he comes out. But...
Yes, exactly. And then we can be excited after, hopefully a one series of handoffs or short passes or reverse or whatever you want to toss in there and say, all right, Joe, great day.
Right. And I don't have to explain to Declan, like when Jake Browning goes out there and he's like, where's Joe? Well, buddy, I'm bringing you this game, and guess what? Joe Burrow's not playing. I don't want to do that. If we can get
Jake Brown, you have a Jake Browning jersey, so
I do. I'll probably wear it, honestly.
He should know all about it.
I might just wear it.
All right, we'll start with some bad news. Get that out of the way. Get all the bad news out of the way. So Cam Sample, torn ACL, out for the season. It wasn't looking good. Obviously, his seemed like the most significant of all the injuries that happened last week. Unfortunate news for him. He's been a decent rotational guy. A guy that you can count on to stop the run, get some snaps. I mean, nothing super flashy, but always a guy. You're talking basically a fifth DN, fifth DN over his last 2 or 3 years, and I thought he's played that role well. I obviously like Cedric Johnson coming out. He's still a 6th-round pick. He's still 21 years old, unless he's turned 22, but still a very young guy. Did play a lot in the SEC. I'm sure that's going to give him a better chance to make the roster. I could see them bringing in a DN. I tossed out names like Yannick Ngakoue just because he's available. I doubt they go that route. That's a guy who's been signing a bunch of 1-year, $8 to $10 million contracts still in his career. I don't know that he'd get that, but even $4 or $5 million is not necessarily something the Bengals do with these veterans. What do you guys think as far as DN and trying to fill Cam Sample? I could see somebody brought in, but like somebody we barely have heard of. For me,
Carl Lawson maybe come on down, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, he's played well. He obviously struggled a little bit since he's left the Bengals, but for a rotational guy, I don't see the harm in it. What do you guys think?
I think it depends on what's actually going on with Trey and Sam Hubbard. I mean, we get the media report, which is day to day, week to week. You know what I'm saying? But I think it depends on what they really know. But I agree, most likely with those injuries that they'll look, but it's going to be some mid-level guy. Nothing, no super big splash.
Yeah, because ultimately they know that they've got, or at least they think they have, a pretty solid top 4 still with, Hendrickson, with Hubbard, and then obviously Osai, and they're hoping Murphy takes a step and gets more snaps this year.
Yeah.
And Osai gets more snaps because they want to see him back in form better than he was, prior to last season when he was coming on the season before toward the second half. So I think that's interesting. Greg, what's your thoughts on DNs? Any names that stand out to you they could potentially bring in?
Like I say, it depends on the cost. It all depends on the cost. I mean, like any team, when you lose someone, you have to replace someone. I mean, we do have good depth on here. I mean, if it was corner, I'd be really, really worried and all that. But still, you don't want that to happen either way, especially now, finding out your D line depending on what happens with Jackson. But yeah, you definitely need to go. They'll definitely go out and get somebody, in my opinion. The question is, what are you willing to pay? In my personal opinion, someone like Yannick, you're in a win now mode. You go all in, man. I mean, I don't think, obviously, now history shows they probably won't do that, but that's just what I would personally do. But definitely, they're probably going to bring somebody in.
But a guy like that, I was just going to say, a guy like that, that would basically, you're coming in behind the top 4. So is a guy that, he's still been a fringe starter or starter a lot of seasons. I don't know if, even though he's still on the market, he's done this other years, and then he comes in and still gets to start because he's been around for a while. So I don't know if they'd go that high. Go ahead, Job.
My question was this, Dale, is last year, didn't we have somebody that was playing defensive end that everybody was pretty high on? They had a really good preseason and training camp. Was his last name Jackson?
Or Terrell Basham, they brought in last year.
Yeah,
and
is that right?
Hurt. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Davis guy.
That's it. It's the Davis guy. I figured you'd fucking remember that name.
Yeah.
Who? I thought Davis was a D tackle. They had another Davis?
Oh, no, yeah, right. He was. He played D
maybe.
tackle.
Okay. I think it was Davis. I'm just thinking, okay, I was all right. D tackle, not end.
Which they may need somebody to step up at D tackle like a Dominic Davis because McKinley Jackson. Yeah, Dominic's the interior guy. And he's the guy I thought, maybe he could make the roster. But then, they brought in Chris Jenkins. They brought in Sheldon Rankins. They brought in McKinley Jackson. McKinley Jackson limped off and then was taken on a cart. I mean, in practice, it seems like they're always going to bring that cart out and take them across the street. And they're not going to make them walk across the street if there's any potential injuries. We don't know how severe that is. But they said he was walking very gingerly on it. Hopefully that's nothing major, but that would be a big blow because, I mean, he's a guy you're expecting to get snaps at nose tackle.
Right.
What, Greg?
Breaking news from the Chiefs. This I don't know how much this is going to affect Money Mac. Harrison Buckner, 4 years, $25.6 million extension, includes $17.75 million guaranteed per sources.
His wife better have him a good meal cooked at home.
That's right, man. And we're not talking hungry, man.
Right.
She's got to stay in that kitchen.
Yeah.
Know her place.
That's, genetically, that's why women's feet are shorter than men's, so they can stand closer to the stove.
Yeah, no, quickly. How much do you think that's going to affect?
I'm just kidding. For all the women, that's just jokes.
Yeah,
I don't really think that at all.
How much do you think that'll affect Money Mac getting his extension?
I don't know. I don't know if anything affects him. I think it's just the Bengals working out a deal with him. I'm sure that he's, it's his first contract coming off his being a rookie. So, or first, rookie contract, I should call it, not a rookie.
That would have been great news, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
So, I mean, I don't know. I still been thinking Money Mac, but that's 4 years, 25 seems like a large chunk of money for a kicker. That seems,
right.
I mean, just off the top of my head, it seems like the highest for a kicker.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like the average is about $5 million a year for every kicker.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Justin Tucker should have the biggest fucking contract.
Exactly.
no matter what. Like I would be renegotiating my deal every time if I was Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker started his holdout today.
Yeah, he should.
Signed. He just now, breaking news, Baltimore Ravens camp says here's Buckner, Justin Tucker holding out.
Yes, yeah. He should be holding out. So, yeah, that's kind of the negative stuff out of there, at least as far as, Cam Sample, torn ACL, McKinley Jackson, we'll see how serious that is. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the safeties. So we'll start with, who we project to be the starters right now, especially if you look at the depth chart. Vonn Bell and Geno Stone. Maybe Jordan Battle still works his way in there. That whole depth chart that came out today, you can't take too seriously. I mean, Trenton Irwin was on there as number one. Trent Brown, who I still could see winning that job. But honestly, it looked like veterans, right? They're going to mark down the veterans more than anything, and then it's still jobs to be won out there. I think Turner was over Dax Hill, some stuff like that, which that's kind of what I want.
I was going to say, that's one negative that you forgot, Dale.
I don't think that's a negative, Derek. I think that's a positive.
No, I agree. One thing that everybody's saying is Dax doesn't look bad out there. He's just not. He's not a corner, like you said many times. He's not an outside corner, so of course, DJ's going to look better than him. So if DJ gets the nod, hats off to him.
Yeah. But let's go back to Vonn Bell, Geno Stone. When Coach Duffner was on with us last Wednesday, he talked about Vonn looking faster than he's ever looked. Bengals seem to be very happy with him. We saw him and Geno Stone, make some plays on the ball recently and some video clips that's out there from training camp. Thoughts on those guys being the starters at safety? Is that what you guys expect at this point?
I will say this, that I was always the guy that was like, Bell's going to be the starter over, not Bell, but that Battle's going to start over Bell. But now I'm starting to question that. Look, I don't disagree that Geno Stone and Vonn Bell being out there, the communications got better and all this stuff, but I am so worried. I think that Jordan Battle's a great fucking player, man, and I'm worried about stunning his growth by putting Vonn Bell in there instead of him. So I'm interested to see how this works out. But at the same time, I want to win some fucking games. And our secondary last year was suspect in that back, and they were disorganized. So whatever they got to do to get me to fucking New Orleans in a goddamn camp spot at KOA this year, because that's all the fuck I can afford, let's do it. I'm with it.
Chris going to be out
I ain't
there
lying either, man. I'm going to the KOA with a tent.
They'll be renting out freaking cemetery plots and
drink a Keystone, Derek, because I can't afford it after I get there.
Give me one of them.
So, Derek, Greg, what are you guys' thoughts on those guys as starting safeties? Do you see anything potentially otherwise?
Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, I think that they brought Bell in for a reason. I mean, they had the communication issues. They wanted a guy that was going to be, ever since he was here and then left, you could see that was the main thing they were missing. So that bringing him back, I don't see Bell not being a starter.
Yeah, it just seems the way it's trending.
Yeah.
I feel a little bad for Jordan Battle. Like, I think that it's almost going to be like his new rookie season this year. Like, here's our guy. I want you to learn from him. We're going to put him in there, and let's see how this communication can get better. But I do feel bad for Jordan Battle.
Well, no, to say right here, like what Will's saying right here, they're going to do a lot of 3 safety sets. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. We brought Vonn Bell back. I was happy, obviously, but at the same time, I'm like, well, what are we going to do about this? So, like I say, Jordan Battle, he proved himself. It took him forever. We were all saying put Bell in over Scott, and we're like, for the love of the Lord, it's been like 8 or 9 games. Put Battle in. And
put Greg Luther in over Scott, please. Exactly. Jesus, God, help us.
Exactly. Put somebody in, and I think he finished the top 10 safety on PFF. It's just. You're glad you have this depth, but at the same time, I'm not going to lie to you. This is a good problem to have, obviously, but I'm not. I agree with you, Chop. This is a bit of an insult to Battle in a way. Nothing against Bell, hopefully Louis Anarumo invented a new position called the Bell position.
The Bell. The NFL here out. You'll get to how many bells do they keep on the team in the 53-man roster? Each team.
Hey, that'll be in discussion.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the communication, they don't want to give up the big plays, getting everybody lined up, and maybe that takes some off of Logan Wilson. I think had a bigger role doing that stuff, and I felt like our linebackers struggled last year.
Oh, Chiefs fan in the house.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Just kidding.
No,
Welcome,
you're welcome
kidding.
to the show. That's not just kidding. You can come watch the show.
Welcome to the show. Just kidding. Fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. Greg's like, we
No.
know you. Just kidding. Fuck you.
What's up, Ian? No, when I meant just kidding, as in this, I mean this.
Oh.
So sticking with the safeties outside of those guys, and like we said, we'll see what that means. There's a couple other guys that I think, and Will is leading right into the next thing I got down on my list of notes here. Dejon Anthony, he's playing well during camp, and he's a guy who's a safety, but he can play some slot corner. He did that a lot at Ole Miss, and he was at Liberty before he transferred to Ole Miss, and he played some outside corner when he was at Liberty. So a guy that's versatile in the defensive backfield, I think they love that. He was actually repping some with the ones, they were saying. They were sliding him in there, getting him some fill there. He had the interception again, I believe his third interception of training camp, which is impressive. I know he had the first one of Burrow, I think sometime last week. He picked off, he picked off Jake Browning yesterday. So sounds like he's making a big push. And I could see two things here. I could see that they keep him and Tyson Anderson because they're going to love Tyson Anderson for special teams. That was the big thing coming out.
Yeah.
They praised him. They thought he was playing at a Pro Bowl level before injury on special teams. So I think they like him. I could see them keeping five corners and 5 safeties. That wouldn't surprise me at all. And if they don't, then I think that's one hell of a battle if you're looking at one spot with Dejon Anthony and Tyson Anderson. I'm not just giving it to Tyson Anderson because Dejon Anthony is playing some phenomenal ball as a 7th-round draft pick, which is you love to see.
Dale, so say you keep 5 corners. So that's Hill, CTB, Turner, Hilton, and Newton. What happens when DJ Ivy? I mean, he's going to start the year on PUP, but what happens when Ivy comes back? What do you
worry about it in week 6 or 7 if everybody's healthy? Because you got to get there. You got to get there, and you got to get there healthy. And there's always injuries. And that's how I look at, like, if you got a guy going on PUP, I'm not concerned about what happens 6 or 7 weeks into the regular season because that stuff typically works itself out. And if it doesn't, then you got a tough decision to make, and right? And you usually get a couple weeks to get them active. You can keep them practicing for 2 or 3 weeks to see where they're at that point. You can really draw that out for quite a while.
Yeah, and that was one guy there too that we didn't even bring up was Jalen Davis. I mean, you haven't heard his name a lot this offseason, but he's one guy that he's always been the backup slot corner guy. Do you think Fig takes that step and overtakes him? Do you think possibly they look at Dax Hill and say, okay, he's not quite cutting it at outside corner, maybe give him some reps in the inside and see if he can potentially be the backup guy? I mean, right now it looks like Jalen Davis may be the odd man out.
And I feel like we've said that other years, and then he makes it. So it is.
True.
I think that's a great point because it's like he's a guy that just I feel like they trust him about back Hilton up and give them snaps when Hilton's going out. He's been able to do it. They've seen it, right? They've seen it in NFL action, and it's hard to go against that for the coaches because they have that trust with him. So I definitely think that's a good point. What does Jalen Davis make it? Because then you got to go a little lighter, but Dax being able to play safety too, if he's not your starting corner, especially – then do you really want to have basically 6 safeties when you usually keep 4? I don't know. It makes the roster crunch tough. So it'll be interesting to see who goes out and wins these jobs in preseason, which starts this week.
Go out there and win it. Go out there and freaking win it, right? And that's one thing. We'll get this first from our guy Dusty. He said, "Close your eyes. It's the year 2026. Fig Newton 5th round and Dejon Anthony 7th round." Are starting in the secondary over Hall and Hill, high pick.
Chop closed his eyes, but I think he started thinking of other things because he's got some weird facial expressions.
Right there, baby.
But
Oh,
one
sorry.
thing I was going to say about Deshaun and maybe Tyson Anderson as well. Those are some guys that you might be able to just slide into the practice squad, unless they make some big plays in preseason. But those might be some guys you'd be able to sneak onto the practice squad.
What
and
is
call up when needed?
What's that protection shit they do now? Somebody explain that to me. How do they protect people? What can they protect going into the practice
You
squad?
can't do it until after the initial cuts.
yeah.
You have to keep your 53, and that offers those guys where anybody could sign them to their 53. But after that, I think you can start protecting up to 4 players per week, so they can't be snagged off your practice squad once you get them there. Wow. So that's always the key. Like, what guys can we get there? Because then, then they're pretty safe. If you really like them, you're going to protect them, 4 weeks. You're going to call them up to active roster. We see that a lot now. That's a thing that teams do with those players that they protect. They can call them up close to game, close to a day or two out from the game.
And I believe they get, 3 call-ups, 3 games where they can call them up?
Something like that, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I feel like, we get this news from camp. I'm like a little kid. I'm like, you're like, oh, this Josh Newton, we call him Fig. He's doing good. I'm like, hell yeah, Fig, that guy, man, he's going to come out there. He's going to fucking, hell yeah, he's going to help. And they're like, oh, got 7th rounder, Dijon Anthony, man, he's balling out. He's got a pick. Dijon Anthony. Oh, shit, how are we going to get rid of that guy? And they see all this shit. I'm just,
imagine
that guy. Oh, that guy. Hey, that guy. And none of the guys are going to be on the goddamn team at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, Tyson Anderson last year, right? He has those 2 interceptions in that preseason game. We're all gassing him up, loving him. And I do think he can make an impact. I'm not hating on Tyson Anderson.
Yeah.
But then he's injured. And it's irrelevant. The whole
Exactly.
conversation,
And that's what I was about to say. Imagine if we were on the preseason Hard Knocks right now. Like, there would be so much juice for all these guys. These
their ratings would go through the goddamn roof.
No name guys.
Well, we are going to be on Hard Knocks in season.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Oh my God, I need something like that because House of Dragon finale was last night. So now I need something like that on my television.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet, Chop.
I was about to say,
you're fucking crazy. Are you?
I heard it was
serious?
boring as fuck. Like it was just a teaser for season 3.
Well, hell yeah, it was a teaser for season 3.
But there's no action. Like
there is a lot of things happen. It's
all right.
The thing is with Game of Thrones and House of Dragon, the politics are just as important, and a lot of shit. Man, look, I'm telling you. I'm sorry about the Bengal content. Just got fucked. But I'm telling you that at one point I almost cried on last night when I'm not going to tell you what happened because you haven't seen it.
Yeah, like
but
no
something
spoilers.
happened.
I just said I haven't watched it yet. Like,
and I got emotional, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I just felt like it was going to happen. It was this build up, just like it's going to happen, and it happened. I was like, "Oh yes, look at that! Look at her!"
Well,
that was the mess.
Chops, like that one time when at the very end of the show, when it turns out the guy was a ghost the whole time.
Was nothing to do with the ghost.
Nothing like that.
I don't believe in fucking fake
call
shit
back
like that, Derek. Dragon, God damn it.
Crip said it shit.
Yeah, fuck you, Crip. Get him out of here. God damn it, Crip. I thought we were friends. I thought we made fun of Derek's white ass together, Mr. Albright.
Ned Stark dies. That's a spoiler.
I mean, Derek down there, he should be above me. If Derek was above me, it would look like I had an idea the whole time because the fucking light bulb.
I would just be the sun for the show.
Right, you would be the sun.
So bright.
I'd get a sunburn under you.
So back to so I'll say this. Me and Chop had a very friendly, open discussion about, the corners. I still somewhat think they should bring in another corner. But also when I looked at when it could be 5 corners and all that, with New being the 5th, I'm somewhat okay with it, but I'm just saying I'll still go by what I say. We're in a win now mode. I know they're not going to get someone like Stephon Gilmore, but I'm in a win now mode right now. I understand you don't want to cut a rookie. I get that. And when I looked at the 5 corners, that makes it even harder for me to want to go out and get someone. I'm just saying, you're in win now right now. I'm putting all my cards in. I'm going to quote what the Eagles general manager always says: "Never take your foot off the gas pedal."
Who are you taking out of the 53-man roster at corner, Greg, to put in an aging veteran?
Don't get
All
mad
these
at me.
corners, there's
Don't get
not
mad at me.
been,
Don't get mad at me. But if it's Newton, I would put him on the practice squad where I can protect him. I'm sorry, Chop. That's
my
what
opinion
I do personally.
is that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Especially when you
and a
say
fifth round
Newton.
pick. You don't usually get fifth round picks to the practice squad, especially ones that flash in camp. So
Right.
I think thinking Newton would make it to the practice squad is definitely a pipe dream when he's been. I mean, they're saying this guy's a dog. His name's getting brought up out of nowhere by coaches and players. So I don't think that he would make it to the practice.
Normally, though, I would not rely on a fifth round rookie, though. That's what I'm just saying, right? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm still worried about the corner room. I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope each and every one of those corners comes up and kicks me in the nuts, like such as in a room.
I hope they do too, Greg.
If you would have read your Dale Altman draft or Project Game Day draft guide,
I
whatever
did.
you want to call it, this guy, what do the kids say now? Rizzed up Big Newton.
Oh, geez. Don't fucking ever say that again.
No, Louis and Ruma, the opposite out there, man. You see me next time, you can kick me in the nuts. I was about to say to you at training camp, I didn't want to cause too much
Kick you in
attention.
the figs. Fig can kick you in your figs.
Was gonna have Josh Newton on Friday, but fucking not now. After Greg said fuck put his bitch ass on the practice squad.
Right.
Stephen Nelson did retire.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That's another one, Dale, you really wanted to bring in. I mean, you were open to bringing another corner in, but like
you can come in now as a consultant.
Yeah, I've been open to it. The problem is the Bengals haven't. So it's been like a conversation we've had 100 times, but it's like, I just kind of sick of the conversation because they don't seem to have zero intention of doing it at this point. You know, I mean, they're talking up Dax, they're talking up Newton, they're talking up Alan George, they're talking up and then like you guys mentioned DJ Ivy, they still like. So I just feel like, you know, it's not happening. Like I think it'd be in probably, but as far as corners, I think this is what we got. We'll see. And I think we felt this way for a while too. It was like Dax is really gonna have to fucking suck in preseason for them to be like, okay, this ain't working. Like,
right?
No, it wouldn't take as much for me, but they're really, this is their big idea, and they're going to push that narrative as long as they possibly can.
Yeah,
right.
They have.
Jackson
the coaches
Carmel,
have.
No, they have.
Jackson
You know
Carmel
what? I
double
trust
stuck.
the system. I trust the system. I'm not that type of person that's going to be F this. I know more than they do. If they're comfortable, so am I.
I mean, I think that if you could say, hey, here's a Stephon Gilmore, and you can guarantee that he's a solid number 2 or number 3 on your roster because you're going to play both at corner every year. Our corner 3 has got a shitload of playing time. Even Eli Apple, who's been here, knows the system, knows Lou. I wouldn't be opposed to it personally.
No,
but
I wouldn't either.
I think there's no point. And when they see guys like Anthony and they see guys like Newton, and they go, rookie contracts, development. You know, they're not even thinking twice about bringing a veteran in at this time.
They need to save money. I'm not sure what's holding them up on the Chase thing right now is the money that they have right now. So they need to save something somewhere because you're about to pay. Also, next year, remember who the fuck we're paying. And he's going to demand high money because his agent's going to want it is Cam Taylor-Britt.
Yeah, they'd all get him.
So that paycheck's coming up.
We've had this discussion, like, you know, who the number 2 most important players on this team. I think we agreed. It's Cam Taylor-Britt just because of, you know, the cornerback room right now. I think he's the second most important player behind Burrow on the team.
Well, I think that was what you said, but I don't think.
I think that's what you said. I don't think we all agreed.
Well, you guys didn't debate
like,
me.
are you talking about the voices in your head all agreeing with you, Greg? Because I don't remember that.
Well, you guys didn't tell me off, so.
So we didn't want to hurt your feelings.
It's your opinion.
Yeah.
No, I don't have
your opinion is wrong.
It's okay to have a shit opinion all the time.
Right. It's okay if you got a shit opinion.
I have all kinds of those.
No, I did want to mention Burrow, a guy that was watching practice, works for Channel 5. I don't even remember his name, but he said he was charting Burrow 17 for 22 Sunday. So there's some weird reports, or I don't know if I never seen them, but saying Channel 9 put something about Burrow's passes not looking so great and this, that, and the other. I heard some of that noise. He's fine. He looks good. I mean, it was Friday. He's throwing bombs, said he had one of the best practices he's had. And then yesterday he goes 17 for 22, looks crisp, looks clean. I haven't been on the internet much today, so I don't know what's out there for today. But I'm not,
Also,
I think it
Channel
looks
9,
good.
please keep talking shit. Everybody, please keep talking shit about my savior. Oh, look, you got a minute to talk about Joe Burrow? Please keep talking shit about Joe Burrow. That
Also, you
man,
can't zero him.
there you go. And
Yep.
look, as long as you're talking shit about Joe Burrow, just talk shit about the whole team.
Oh,
Please.
I was just going to say that's Burrow's X-ray right now. No, like there's one guy also that we need to talk about, and I'm afraid of mentioning it for the fact that our guy over here might end up stripping, but we have our own version of AI right now, and that is Andre Oshigosh. This guy, every single day has been
that fucking
killing
joke
it.
was corny as fuck.
Right.
I'm a dad. What am I supposed to do? That's just what I do. Declan's going to be out there come Saturday. He's going to be so embarrassed, and I'm loving it.
I'm actually
But,
wearing my underwear. See?
What?
I don't know. I don't know
said-
where.
He said, "Show your panties." I'm in my underwear, so I fucking stood up. I just
No.
woke up, man. You're lucky I put a shirt on.
All right, I got a couple more things on my list here before we go completely free for all. Josh Newton was one of them, and we kind of already mentioned him. There's a lot of praise for Josh Newton, but he was beat for a touchdown yesterday by Trent Irwin. So that kind of made me want to talk a little bit about Trent Irwin, who is on the depth chart as wide receiver 3 as the starter with those guys. I'm not looking too much into that. Charlie Jones, Joseph Osh's look great. I think those guys are going to get a ton of snaps. I think, though, Trenton's going to play his way into getting snaps. Also, I think they'll rotate those guys a lot. Trenton is just reliable every freaking time he goes in there, and Joe has faith in him. So, I know we've talked about the receivers a lot, but how do you see a pretty big rotation with the receivers this year?
I see a pretty big rotation with wide receiver 3. I think wide receiver 1 and 2, locked in. I think there's going to be a big rotation with wide receiver 3, at least to start off the year. Go ahead, Derek.
I agree. Like I said with Andre, I think at the end of the year you will see Andre with the most snaps at slot receiver, because that's where he's kind of been like doing most of his concentration and most of his reps that he's gotten this year has been, or this offseason has been in the slot. But I could see a heavy rotation for Andre, for Burton.
I forgot to even mention Burton.
Yeah, I mean, you've got all these guys, and I see it being. I think I don't want to say Andre will get 50%, but I think he'll be the larger, probably 35-40% of the snaps.
At least to start, based on what he's done in camp.
It's possible. Yeah. I still think that Burton is wide receiver 3.
We'll see.
The man doesn't drop. I mean, it's not the NFL, but he doesn't drop balls. He's reliable. He's a first-round talent that we got lucky that he was there in the 3rd round because of character issues that ain't really there.
Are they training him in the slot any, though? Or are they just we're keeping you pretty much at outside? Greg, you were down at camp. Did you see him really?
A lot of times, a lot of times they had Yoshi in the slot. It was interesting seeing the depth chart today at wide receiver, how they have Irwin as, well, he's like the 3rd wide receiver, but I'm looking at that as the slot receiver because you have Irwin, then Chuck Sizzle at number 2. I was a little surprised they didn't have Yoshi in the number 1 slot. I'm assuming that's the slot position.
Oh, slot.
Slot position. Yeah. But no, I mean, it depends on what your wide receiver 3 is. I mean, I just think Yoshi and Burton are 2 different receivers, which is great to have. Depends on what you're looking for, I mean, like I say, and Chuck Sizzle, he's still, I mean, he's performed like hell last week. But there's all the, but like I say, you have Yoshi, and there's just so many to give a flower to right now,
Well, that's right, because Burton has played the slot in the SEC, 2 different teams, and he plays outside. He's got versatility. I'm telling you, just think he's going to be the wide receiver 3.
Yeah, my whole thing is that the Bengals' head where they think they're only going to have T for this year. Plus, so many injuries at wide receiver with their top guys that they're maybe focusing him on the outside because they think, hey, we're going to need him at some point there, and then he's taking over there. So maybe they're not trying to overload him going into this one season, and they know they've got these other guys. I'm just tossing that out as a theory for maybe why, we're not hearing as much about him. But like Chase hasn't been out there, so you would think he'd be getting like starting snaps on the outside, and it doesn't seem to be the case. That seems to be, they're running out like Trenton Irwin with the starters.
And to point out what Mike's saying right here, he's referring to Butler. I mean, he's been making plays too at training camp. So
yeah, I haven't seen as much since that first practice or so on there, but I think he's got he would have a tough time making the roster at this point because unless they keep 7.
Well, we talked about it last week. We were all thinking, why is he wanting to? Why would he pick the Bengals when there's not? I think Chop would shoot the recommend he go to tight end more. Tight end was full too right now. So
yeah, you're looking at the depth chart there, and you've got our guy Drew Sample as the number 1 tight end. There's just how are you going to outbeat that guy?
Right?
No, Dale's all happy about that. We all know.
The GOAT, right? The greatest of all time.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, Mike. Everyone's saying Mike Gesicki's going to have a career year. You bitch, you can't beat out Drew Sample.
As soon as Drew Sample announces his retirement, he'll be in the Ring of Honor that following year.
Yep.
Shit, probably just put him in right away.
Right, automatic. He'll be a shoe-in.
Then the shit, while he's still playing, like shit.
You're right.
He'll
play in the game.
2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. I'm calling it right now. I'll go ahead and put it in FanDuel.
Let me ask you this: as far as Will was saying, why don't they just keep 5 tight ends? That's what I'm saying. Some people say, well, maybe they'll just make him a fullback so they can keep him as a fullback and then keep 4. What's the fucking rule? Is there a rule that says you can only keep 4 tight ends? So you have to make number 5. You have to say, hey, he's a fullback. You could just keep 5 tight ends and run the guy as a fullback, right?
You
I don't understand that argument.
Why could, but they're not going to. They've kept 3 or 4 every year with him already doing that role as one of those 3 or 4 tight ends. They're not keeping more than 4.
Right.
You think
I'm just saying you don't have to call somebody
they can't keep 5.
A fullback.
Where are you going thin at? D-line, O-line,
right,
corner?
Exactly.
Probably
when you have 4, you're going thin at running back with 3. Every year. You've never had, 4 tight ends and 4 running backs. Maybe when you ran the ball all the fucking time with Corey Dillon, but not.
Yeah. Do you see him keeping less than 4 tight ends, though? You see him keeping less than 4 tight ends?
I think they keep 4 just because they're so fucking stacked there. But I can't see 5. Like 5 would just be.
It's going to be
dumb.
So let me say the 2 rookies that we drafted this year. I think we keep them all in McLaughlin, and I know I'm fucking up his name, but also Gesicki and Sample. So there's your 4 starters, and then you worry about and I think that's the 4 starters.
I think beats out McLaughlin, honestly.
Who?
Tanner Hudson. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think McLaughlin will probably end up being a practice squad guy if he doesn't get.
I hope so. I'm not that I hope he's a practice squad guy. I'm hope we can keep him on the practice squad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that's the most likely scenario right now because Hudson is he's too damn good, and they already have that chemistry. And the Bengals coaches like veterans. They like people they can trust. McLaughlin coming in here, I just don't see it. I like the kid. I think he's talented. I hope, like you said, Chop, I hope that he sticks on the practice squad.
Exactly.
And, next year will be a different world. Gesicki could be gone. Hudson is on a 1-year deal. He could be gone. So you're talking a big turnover next year where this guy could slide in and be tight end 3 next year. But this year, he's probably the odd guy out as of right now. Now, we've got the whole preseason to go, but that's just if I had to predict it now, I would predict Hudson because he's still making plays.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree.
Going on to that last comment, I don't see him making it. And we say
You're
this
bullshit,
every single year.
If there's a more solid pick for the team for the final 53 besides Joe Burrow, it's Chris Evans. That motherfucker ain't going nowhere. This
Yeah,
guy
man.
must be the best fucking sideline guy to chat it up with. You know what I'm saying? Because they keep him
Practice
for some
squad
reason.
though. They don't keep him on the 53.
Right.
Yep.
He's the new Brandon Tate.
No, he was on the 53.
Yeah.
He was on
The
the
Brandon
field,
Tate was
and it
something.
was
Brandon
wild.
Tate made it 5 years in a row, and I couldn't, and that amazed me.
Chris
That man
Evident every
averaged
year. How is this man?
0.2 yards per
No,
return.
Tate, Tate, if you're watching this, I love you to death, but
Come on,
I
the show.
don't. I don't. I thought you fucking sucked. I couldn't stand your ass on the Bengals. I'm sorry.
Oh,
every
I'm not
year,
sorry.
every year. Oh,
Hudson did make it to the practice squad last year, but guess what, man? Hudson also had a good year. So
I would
I mean, chances
venture
are
to
getting
say
smaller.
It's
If
possible.
he-
It is possible that they go that route and try to practice squad him. It is.
I said it last year and it ended up happening, but this year I don't see how this man doesn't get signed if they do cut him, because he had a great year not great, but
Yeah,
he had a solid year last year.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we'll do our 53 prediction. Like, let's get at least one preseason game in first. You know?
Yeah, right.
well, Hardy
Let's see who makes it through with injuries and things like that through one preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy Nickers, gosh.
And one of the last things I had down, Trent Brown passed his physical. Surprised no one, I'm sure you guys are probably thinking of this throughout the show. Didn't forget about that. So I assume he was out there practicing today. I don't know. Maybe somebody can update me. I know he was still on the rehab field yesterday after passing the physical, but it sounded like he would be out there today. Listed on the depth chart as first. Not too worried about that either way. I do know Mims got beat pretty bad. What people said would have probably been a safety on a clip I saw by Miles Murphy. So I think Miles Murphy's having a decent camp too. So
yes, he is. That's good news.
Yep.
But competition's good. Trent Brown, whether he's the starter, whether Mims is the starter, Mims is the extra guy, I think that's good, man. I feel a lot better about our offensive line.
Let's also remember that Mims is having a great camp, but this is a guy who's a rookie who played 8 games last year. All right, so the Bengals got him hoping that he would be this.
I don't think he played 8 last year. I think he played 2 the year before in the championship game. He played 6 games or something.
I mean, but when the Bengals drafted this guy, it was boom or bust. They were hoping for the boom, and so far that's what we're seeing. But still, Trent Brown is the starter. I mean, there's no reason to rush Mims in there unless Trent Brown just goes out there and is like on the field, right? Yep. I mean, seriously. And we're talking about a Pro Bowl caliber player that Orlando Brown looked up to coming into the league. All right? So there's no reason to rush Amarius Mims. I think he's going to be a fucking stud at right tackle, probably a stud at left tackle one day. But Trent Brown is going to be the starter. I don't think he should play on Saturday because he needs to get in football shape. And I know he's been on the rehab field, but he hasn't been, facing other guys like Amarius Mims has. And I want to see a big fucking dose of Amarius Mims on Saturday. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I agree. I think, with Trent just coming back, I think that one would be one that, and obviously Chase, who's still not even practicing, so unlikely to see Jamar Chase. Toss that out there too.
Also, on a side note, let's fucking use the bubble. God damn, they built that motherfucker for a reason. Get these sumbitches in the air conditioner.
Well, when it's like 100 degrees.
Yeah, and fucking, I just looked at my phone and said it's 93 out. I'm fucking starting big fancy 10 minutes before I go out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to get in the air. I don't want to cramp up trying to drive to work tonight. The fans want to come down and watch practice. Hey, man, that's nice. Boo-hoo if you can't see it because it's fucking 90 degrees and 100% humidity and it's going on in the bubble because I'm tired of hearing about people. The guy that got carted off today could have been a cramp. Who knows? It's hot as fuck, man. Get these guys in the practice bubble that was built for a reason. Please.
I'd rather have some upset fans because they couldn't watch practice than players that are out for the season because they just shouldn't have been practicing outside.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
too much.
Honestly, that's the story that I was going to tell you. I told Chop and Savage this before the show. I have a story to tell you guys of why I am live right now and no road noise.
Is it because you were out shooting at some food and up from the ground came a bubbling crude?
You're rich? You struck oil?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I mean the
No,
Beverly Hillbillies. You're but the closest thing I know to the real Beverly Hillbillies. So I'm just asking.
So yesterday I was getting something out of the pantry, and when I opened it up, I had a bottle of it was a Trinidad
Helicopter.
pepper hot sauce. And if anybody's familiar with that, it's one of the really, really hot peppers, and apparently you're not supposed to be touching this unless you have gloves on.
You put it on your penis, didn't you?
No, this thing came out of my pantry, busted all over the floor, got all over my legs. I didn't think nothing of it. I wiped it all off and went on about my business for the day. Took a shower last night. I went to work today, and I'm sitting there at work, and it's super humid, super hot already, like 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, why the fuck are my legs on fire right now? I could not figure it out. And I kept going. I'm like washing or rinsing it off, trying to make my legs feel better. And finally I told my boss, I'm like, dude, I got to leave. I don't know what's going on with my legs right now, but they're on fire. And I got to talking to Sarah, and she's like, yeah, the capsaicin in that probably absorbed into your skin. And when the humidity, when you go out there, and it just started irritating. And I cannot tell you how bad my legs feel right now. But hey, I toughed it out for the show. That's all that matters, right?
We're gonna back you up on that story because whatever got you out of work, but that's not fucking sounds like bullshit at all. Like, I gotta go home because I fucking spilled pepper sauce on my leg last night, sir.
I think I should just do it for Monday and Friday now.
Yeah, just tell your doctor and get a note, and that way you can be on Friday's show. Just take it out for the week. You can't fuck with that capsaicin shit, man.
No. Oh, it hurts.
That's pretty wild, honestly. So I keep seeing the love also for Ryan Renko at punter, and he's booming him. So now, I mean,
I've seen it
how
too.
consistent can he be? Can he place it like that's stuff that they're going to want to see? But I'm excited to see him, in camp. See these punters in camp. See who can, and quit being a pussy.
Being a pussy, Derek.
That's what they told me at work.
I thought you cornbread motherfuckers were supposed to be tougher than that.
I know. I can eat that shit no problem, but put it on my legs.
Yeah.
That's a no-go.
Yeah, there's no way they believed him at work.
Right.
No kidding.
Oh man,
they're at work right now. Like this motherfucker.
That's what they said to me. They're like, just pour some milk. I'm at work. I'm not going to pour milk on my legs at work.
Derek's just butt naked with milk all over his body at work.
It already looks like, if you ask Crip, he looks like he's got milk pouring over him right now.
Yeah, they wouldn't have fucking known the difference.
Yep.
Derek, you got milk on? No, that's just Derek.
Yeah. Look, he's pouring that milk on right.
What's funny is you can't tell it at all, but I actually got sunburnt today. But
I'm sure Crip noticed.
Yeah, Crip probably noticed. You're just an off-white now.
Yeah, somebody said that to me today too. They're like, "And you eat that stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I throw it on my tacos."
That's TMI.
Yeah. Damn.
Sounds like somebody else is going to have a
Sarah's poor vagina.
Right. No. You would have think. No wonder she gave you the advice about it when you laid with her. She's like, I know what you're talking about, Derek. You remember last time you had it on the taco?
See, Derek, you could have quit. There's a great story from Jolly. His uncle got fired for smoking weed.
Oh.
And he started doing his own jobs, made enough to start his own construction business. Now he's rich as fuck.
Hey.
Maybe I just need to start a construction company. Just put hot sauce on everybody's legs and make them work harder.
Right. Capsaicin construction.
Like
yeah, and then Dustin's asking what our thoughts on the O-line are so far. The last couple days been getting beat quite a bit. I don't know, man. That's why I want to see him in preseason, right? Because you want to see him gel. You want to see him do this and that. Obviously, I don't want to see him sucking again. I want them to prove it on the field. It is one of those things. It's almost like PTSD with our O-line right now because between that and then Burrow getting injured, it's just been every year where it's like, oh, we're probably going to be better, and then we're not a whole lot better, and we give up a lot of sacks. So
but
time will tell. I have faith. I have more faith though with Trent Brown hasn't been out there, and he was ranked 8th overall in tackles. So.
On paper, we love saying that. That's our favorite thing. On paper, this looks like the best O-line Joe Burrow's ever had.
And you know what, though? We're seeing a lot of deep balls, too. So that there has to be something to do with the offensive line if he's getting the time to let some of these go. I mean, there's some of them that you're seeing where he's having to scramble outside the pocket and he kind of lobs them up there, but not every deep ball he's throwing is him scrambling to make a play.
I wish my wife would say that. Maybe our D is just good.
Yeah.
Our
D, though?
My wife has a bump on the bottom of her foot, and I said they taught me in nursing school that's lack of sex.
Yeah. Any other topics you guys can think of? I didn't have down in notes. I mean, any other players, anything that's happening in camp that you guys have seen? Or
this is what I want.
KK Adams was in town. I'm surprised
I
you didn't
know.
go see her, Chop. I was so fucking.
I had to go, man. Look, I wanted to, but I'm calorie restriction. You know what I'm saying? And it was donuts and graters. And
I was gonna say Greg.
I had to
would
work.
Be all over that.
I had to work. I was jealous though. When I saw all the pictures, I was jealous.
I even, and I'll tell you guys this. I even messaged Matt Hamilton. I said, "Man, I just can't make it down today. Just wasn't feeling well."
And he probably said, "I don't give two shits."
No, he said, "I was looking forward to meeting you." Actually,
he said, "Greg, what? Who?"
Yeah, no. He said, no. He did say that they are coming back.
Bengals.
Greg,
what?
Greg,
Bruce?
did you tell Matt and Kay that you eat a lot of ass from graders, or
all the time?
Why they were?
Yeah, he walked right up to Kay and he said, "Give me some of that ass."
All the time
at Graders. He said, "I'm here for that ass."
Yeah,
that's probably why he didn't go.
That's going to go by really well.
He didn't. He knew he couldn't control himself from making.
It's like how I said. Never forget the one time when I said to Jeff, "I have a bunch of ass in my freezer," and Dale's like, "Greg, people are going to think that's actual ass. You can't use it the opposite way."
It is.
Jeff was like, "Look, what the?"
Yeah, he
depends on which freezer. Which ass depends on which freezer.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I did see there was a lot of talk today that I guess Jerry Jeudy's looking. I think there was even a guy from Denver that said, "Man, we wasted Jerry Jeudy because
he's looking good."
Yeah, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, but I thought they were gonna be in on Brandon Ayuk, and they got Amari Cooper.
Apparently, Pittsburgh is now.
To throw.
I mean, 31 of 32 teams have said they were interested so far. If you paid attention.
Yeah,
31 to 32. Who's the one? Us or
Bengals?
49ers? Yeah,
freaking bum.
Yeah, well, I don't care where he goes. I don't give a fuck if he goes to Pittsburgh. Who the fuck's throwing him the ball up there? I don't care if he goes to the Browns. Who the fuck's throwing him the ball up there? I don't give a shit. Man, look, 49ers got a system out there. Good luck, Brandon Ayuk. Wherever you go. You know what I mean? You want top dog. I mean, I just don't understand this. You know what? But I'm not a guy that's getting millions and millions of dollars. But to me, it just seems like if I was in the NFL, I would also wait to worry about money and championship. I want that ring. I feel like these guys, that's their goal, is the ring. I'm not sure if the guy, like a little kid playing Pop Warner football right now, is watching the NFL thinking, I can't wait to get there and make $1 million. They're probably thinking about that championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my guess. I don't know. And I understand everybody wants to get their bag. But out of the NFC, man, you got a good shot with the 49ers of going to the Super Bowl. I don't know what your better situation is with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's not knocking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though fuck them, or the Browns. Same way, fuck them. But that's your better situation over the 49ers?
I feel like for Ayuk, though, it's all about the money. He really doesn't care whether he gets a championship ring or not. I could be speaking out of turn. I definitely, all these guys have that competitive spirit, but it just seems to me like he wants the bag, and wherever that takes him, that's where he's going to go.
And that's how a lot of players are, honestly, because they know their career's not very long, and they want to get paid.
I don't blame them, but I just like
Vonn Bell. I mean,
yeah, they're going to go where the money is at the end of the day. I mean, that's just the NFL.
See what he say? Seahawks go to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's possible, but I doubt. I think it's going to be Dallas from the NFC.
I mean, I talked about the Seahawks last year as a team I thought was going to surprise, and I mean they were pretty decent because the picks that they were able to get for Russell Wilson. They've just accumulated so much talent on both sides of the ball. I mean, their roster is really stacked. I just don't know if I fully believe in the quarterback yet again.
Yeah.
to
Are we
take him
gonna?
that far.
And I did see where is he healthy, Geno? Because I did see where
I don't
it
know.
looks like he got hurt. I didn't see how severe it was, but it made me second guess on DK Metcalf in fantasy because I wasn't really sure who was going to be throwing him the ball. But speaking of fantasy, hey,
Oh
we
yeah,
got this
it's
right
true.
here. Look at that thing.
Mhm.
That
Gonna look
sucker
good when
is
you get it signed
the-
too.
Beautiful.
Oh.
It'll look even better when it's signed.
Is it
It might
closed?
not leave
Or
the house.
fantasy football closed? Did we
Yeah.
get
It is
everybody?
closed. We got all 4 leagues
All right,
filled,
good.
and I just want to say once again thank you to everybody that donated, and I'm telling you this is going to be a fun year. I can't wait.
Yeah, if you have a lot of fun getting your fucking ass whipped by a guy who was in last place last year, then yeah, Derek.
Chop spent the season learning last year.
I've been doing nothing but studying fantasy football, and you about to get taken to the fucking woodshed, son.
I'm ready for it.
He probably won't even remember to set his lineups.
I'm gonna fucking think that pepper burns. Hold on, hold my beer, fucking pepper dust.
Oh man, that's fun. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun this year. I can't wait for fantasy or for any football to get here, really. But
that's what
one thing I was going to say is, are we gonna like plant our flags and say this is who we think's making the playoffs this year? Are we going to do that? Because I thought we did that last year and picked like the 16, 17 for each division.
I mean, we could do that sometime.
Yeah,
we got a few weeks, but
yeah. Cincinnati.
There's always so many injuries in preseason stuff too. That's another thing with fantasy, man. It's so hard to even do like a mock draft for fantasy football right now.
Didn't somebody say? I read something on X where some guy was talking about Chase Brown and like, man, pencil him in for your number one running back because I think he's gonna score a lot of fantasy points this year. Somebody
Orlando Brown said that.
Well, I got to tell you, I love Orlando Brown, but I don't consider him a fantasy guru to give out tips on stuff about fantasy football.
But he should know how his running backs are doing. They're running behind his big ass.
Yeah.
No offense. I'm also have a big ass.
Also, so do I.
No offense, Orlando Brown. I love you.
Yeah.
Don't fucking kill me.
But yeah, man, I just freaking football, man. How could you not fall in love with this sport?
Let me tell you, man, and that's what I'm saying. Boys, look, 5 fucking days. Is that right? Am I doing the math right? So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then boom, we're in that.
You don't count today, tomorrow's.
Yeah, we're already in today. But that's what I'm saying.
You could go to bed right now if you wanted to.
I got to work. But still, we're in the fucking parking lot, boys. In 5 days, 5 more days, and then we go to the parking lot, we drink some beer, and then we go and fucking yell defense really fucking loud for some kids that are trying to make the team.
Well, Derek and I will have our kids with us because we're a gay couple. Sorry, Chop.
That's true. That's true.
I'm also a couple with Chop. I'm in his family.
Right. You're polyamorous. Yeah.
I got a lot of
love.
All right.
You spread the love.
Yeah. I'm a whore.
Right. Basically. Yeah.
So I don't know. I have no clue what time we're getting there, but I'm guessing it's not like super early because it's probably going to be hot and we don't want to melt.
I'll text you.
Yeah. I'm just saying we probably don't want to melt.
I will be melting.
It is 7. Oh, Derek just said up.
Derek's like, I'll text you. Boom. I'm like,
look, even when he's home,
he must be texting you right now. Sarah,
it wasn't that pressing, man. I was just saying
right.
That will be there very early. It's preseason and it's going to, I'm sure, be hot. I haven't even looked at the weather. Has anybody looked at the weather? It's 7 o'clock game.
I don't want
that helps
to.
when
What's
it's
the temperature for Saturday?
Later.
Temperature for Saturday. No, Saturday's not bad. 81 Saturday. That won't be bad. Low 61.
All right.
So it won't be terrible like it is.
I would like it if it was more about 70 or 65, though.
Yeah, Sunday's going to high at 79, so it would have been a little better. And,
right?
Man, you guys need to come out and work with me to build up a tolerance in the heat.
All you do is sit on a fucking tractor and mow down ducks.
It's
Right.
still hot out, man.
And your
You're-
tractor's air conditioned.
Okay.
Although
Okay.
Dale,
Yeah.
I think he's
Okay.
talking about
I have
how
a-
he gets sweaty chasing women with
I have a
chainsaws.
diesel
Oh,
mower.
that
It
part,
is hot
that.
outside. You got a hot mower sitting on the back, Dale. You come work with me. Come on the mower, breathe in the hot air, and then start weed whacking with me. Then we can start talking. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Go kill some
Yeah.
ducks.
I heard was whacking with me.
Yeah, he's always
Greg's always wanting somebody to whack with him.
Yeah. Normally I'm doing the weed whack, and I go down the hills, weed
Bet
whack.
you are. There's like,
7.
there goes Greg.
The game
doing the
is
whacking.
at 7, as far as I know, right? That's
Yes.
the
Yes,
time
it
that
is
I've been
7.
saying the game starts
Yeah.
at 7. God damn
7.
it, Greg. I put one comment up and
I know.
I'm trying to answer your damn question, Greg, and just fucking clicking all the other comments.
Greg got a hair trigger on his comments, man.
He does.
As soon as one comes up, he's like, pow, 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 pow.
I was gonna say this too is what we could have happened to Derek there when he disappeared. Drank all Sarah's Keystones.
Yeah, there you go.
She's whooping his ass.
Yeah.
She
She's not
opened
home.
the fridge and she's like, "Where's my goddamn Keystone?"
I might have to run over to the marina and get some more.
It's like
Is
all
she,
I got
is she
in here is-
disappointed that we're going to the game without her?
No. Actually, she said something
Savvy.
about I guess her and Ashlyn are going to go do some sort of girls' day. I don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah, I don't think Marissa gave a shit either.
I don't even think my wife
Get the
knows.
fuck out of there.
I don't even think my wife knows I got a game on Saturday.
She won't know if you're there or not.
No, she'll be
She
like,
just think
"Where
you're
you
at work,
going?"
right? Because it's 7 o'clock. The
And
game's at
she'll go,
7.
where are you going?
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm going to game. They're playing today. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Gonna say the only time she knows is whether you're going to work or a game is when those paychecks are a little lighter, you know.
Right. Well, no, the
You ain't got
paycheck
that
thing,
kitty
hey,
litter.
Believe me, I work that overtime around the game. I'm a taught man.
Well, and Chop, he's no dummy. If he had overtime, the paychecks
Right.
are set, or yeah, a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll just say that, right, Chop?
That's correct.
When he works overtime, that motherfucker ain't sharing that shit.
Hey, me and Dale are a gay couple. That's right. We got a shared account now.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That's right. We're gay as fuck now.
I know.
Give me a kiss.
Oh man.
That make
I
you
love you
uncomfortable, Derek?
No, it makes me
Jealous
turn you
as
on.
fuck.
Makes
That's
you
what it
guys
makes
even
you
more.
jealous.
It's like God.
You
so
can
hot.
you can be
Saturday
you-
can't get here fast enough.
You can be the cookie with us. You can be like the really tiny thin cream middle.
Yeah, put
Those
that
Oreo
motherfucker.
thins, except me and Dale be these big fat fucking cookies.
Yeah, we're
on the
fat
outside.
cookies. We're like the ice cream cookie.
Right.
Oh, those are good as shit. Though.
Yeah, there you
Marissa
go.
got some. I'm like, bitch, I'm on a diet. You fucking cunt.
Right.
Probably
Yeah.
buying all this shit now. No, my fat ass ain't wanting to eat it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see. I know you've been doing good on your diet, so I'm excited.
I got a lot to go, man.
I mean, it'd be easier to get.
I'll probably
that-
lose 10
that
pounds
reach
just with
around.
my big ass out in the fucking heat, you know?
No shit, man.
Me and you
Well,
gonna be fucking. We need a fucking towel or something. Fucking.
last
beach
year,
towels.
I passed out in the goddamn heat. Remember, I,
I know.
stood
Yeah,
up.
you were.
Next
were
thing I
fucking-
know, I was looking up. Dale's looking down at me, and he's like, "I wondered where in the fuck you went." He said, "I turned around, you weren't there." I was on the ground, passed out.
He's looking down at you, thinking, "Man, this looks familiar."
Hell yeah, it
I was
does.
like, shit. If you wanted to, you just
Right.
had to ask.
You
I
could have
mean,
just asked.
I
You didn't
didn't
have to-
know.
I was just assuming the position.
Yeah.
Well, we're an hour in, guys. We will have a show Friday. Talk about the game a little more. Training camp. See what all happened this week. Yeah, Braden, get ready to get your ass back to work, son. Back to work
There you
next
go.
Monday.
Yep.
Monday.
Summer break is over.
Not
You
me.
know
You guys come. You guys go back next Monday.
Yeah, I do. And then students
Oh.
start like Thursday. We got
Mine
like
all
3
graduated,
waiver
so-
days. No,
You know what never goes away? 50 West Beer, Midwest Best.
There it
Sponsors,
is.
Proud sponsors of the show.
He got it in.
Yeah,
Just like me
and,
tonight, hopefully.
I mean, he did rub that sauce all over
He
his
did.
chest on
If
Friday.
you haven't seen,
No.
Friday's
So,
show, please go watch it.
I got a quick story to tell. You know, as we talked about in the show, I didn't have a Yoshi jersey. I swear it was like God touched me or something, or I don't know. But like,
That's what they would tell you
God
when you were at
touch. Yeah.
church camp too. Get naked in the pond, Gregory.
no, I go on
Right.
my
At
phone.
7 a.m. for Jesus.
I go on my
and
phone looking up.
Be careful, because God might just come up. And
Yeah, I
put
look
your
on my
little pee-pee.
So I look on my phone NFL.com. I'm like, oh, it's probably going to be $140 or something plus shipping and all that crap. Free shipping, and they have a deal of $97. I'm like, I got to get this. I messaged these three like, you got to do it. I'm like, click. So it's coming in. Don't think it's going to come in for the game, unfortunately, but it is coming in.
Now,
Yeah,
when
I
he
know,
walks past that Presbyterian church every day, all the dogs are following him.
Derek froze.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? I don't
Yes.
know why my
Yeah,
camera's freezing.
But
I was
All
like,
right.
like, Derek, what are you doing?
like this.
Oh,
bro.
I'm still froze.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
don't know. I go like this.
Derek has the best freeze moments ever.
I don't know. Anyway, I thank you, Bengals, because I may or may not have gotten Dale's birthday present 30% off or 40% off, whatever it was.
Everyone's doing the Derek.
God damn, I know where I'm at in the pecking line now. I only get a birthday every 4 years, and I didn't get fucking shit from you this year, Derek. God damn it.
Well, you know.
Well, I didn't know
I'm
when
a
your birthday was.
four.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's hard to remember when you know I only got a birthday every 4 years. There's so many days of the year that only happen once every 4 years.
Well, considering February 29th, I didn't see you. Maybe
Mail.
I got something for you, too. You never fucking
Mail.
I'm sorry, Derek. I can't take this seriously with your hands covering your face.
It's too much. It's too.
Here I am
There's
again.
the Derek we
There
know.
There's the
Hold
Derek
on,
you know
hold
and
on.
love.
Hold on. You talk, Derek, and I'll do the road noise.
So, what are you guys thinking? Don't forget the motorcycle.
Shut the hell up!
Oh, man.
Crip's so happy today because Derek's on here and he got
I
to
know.
see.
I made his day. I really did.
I know.
Yeah,
He
would have
didn't-
really made his day if Sarah was on here.
Yeah.
That's true.
Crip's been watching the show without sunglasses for months now. Today he had to bust them out.
Yeah.
So fact.
The brightness of the screen. Powder.
See, am I back yet? Nope, sure ain't.
That's
Unless
incredible.
you got your head down.
I've never seen it freeze that long. That is
Looks like your camera was unplugged. It sure was. It was not unplugged. I don't know.
Well, it looks
It's
like
impressive.
it anyway.
Yeah.
impressive. I'm not gonna
Your
lie.
camera did not make the 53-man roster. Derek.
Looks like I'm gonna have to what is it? Nexigo? You're banished
Mexico.
from the Bengals and Brews. No, Next Geo or whatever. The brand name for the camera that I have.
Oh, you're firing
Mine
it.
says
Oh, he's
Lugie.
back.
Boom!
My
Back.
camera says Loogie. Logi. Loogie.
You got a really nice camera.
I know. Look
Right,
at it.
Send that shit to me.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Happy
we love
Monday.
you all. We appreciate.
I do.
everybody
I
for tuning
love
in.
each and every one of you in your own special way.
Can we see Greg dancing?
I was going to ask.
Supposed to be on Friday, but we
Not
can
till,
play
not till Friday. I was
Well,
at
we
No,
can
I
play
meant the
clip,
video. I thought he meant the video.
the video.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
If we
Video
can't
makes
get
me
him to
happy.
do it live,
Come
we
the
might
fuck
as well.
down, Greg. Sit your ass down. Sit back and watch yourself and enjoy yourself.
Here we go.
Who day, everybody?
Good day.
We're all that beautiful.
Bengals and Brews, the podcast crew. Get up an orange arrow, pork chop too. Greg Luther, Big Savage, Dog Bud King, Yoshi Lover, they bring the sing. Cincinnati Bengals, the pride of the city. Join the fun with pork chop.